Let's move on now to the latest inflation data out of China, where that country's annual Singles' Day shopping event is now underway. I can remember attending it many, many years ago, of course, back when Jack Ma was running Alibaba. Let's get more from Eunice Yoon, who's been to more than her share of many Singles' Days in Beijing. Eunice.
Yeah, David, I was thinking about that, how different Singles' Day, also known as Double 11, is compared to when you were here. Because as you know, it's been a day to celebrate the Chinese shopper. It would culminate in a big headline number at the end of the period. However, this time, not so much. In fact, Alibaba PR told us that they do not intend to release a number of the sales that go across its sites tonight. JD hasn't gotten back to us, but they also have not been publishing that number for the past couple of years. Mainly, there is concern, though they don't say that themselves, but really discussing a slowing economy has become politically sensitive here, as well as flaunting wealth and money. So in terms of some of the trends, though, that we are seeing that people are discussing that could be of interest to our viewers, one is that the home appliances are being eyed very closely because the government has been rolling out subsidies for trade-ins as part of stimulus. Sportswear like Lululemon, outdoor gear also getting some attention because of the fact that people are looking for and have been looking for experiences as opposed to luxury as they continue to downgrade. And then finally, another interesting trend is something called a micro trend, toys and collectibles. These have become quite popular, especially among younger Chinese, because of what they describe as an emotional comfort and excitement that they get, especially when they open up blind boxes, they say. So those are some of the trends that we are seeing forming. Most analysts, though, expect that in terms of the overall sales that we are going to get, at best, low single-digit growth. Guys?
Yeah, I mean, what is the deal with the Chinese consumer, and what is the thinking now as far as what the government might do to stimulate it? I read some analysis last week, like they weren't going to do a big bazooka after Trump got elected because then that would look weak, that they're preparing for weakness on the trade front and tariffs. So what are they waiting for?
Yeah, well, it's really difficult to know at this point. There are so many variables that the policymakers are weighing. But today in the markets, there was a lot of frustration with the stimulus package. We talked about this as well. $1.4 trillion, but it's basically looking like a debt restructuring as opposed to anything that would really help consumers. So because of that, we saw a lot of the consumer stocks down. Trip.com, for example, Yum China. And then on top of that, we had the Chinese inflation numbers, which show that October CPI as well as PPI missing and not really looking good for the outlook for the economy.
Yeah, trade surplus numbers also getting some attention today here, Eunice. Thank you, Eunice Yoon in Beijing today.